as if you're interested in that. So this was yesterday's data. So this was the high of the day and the low of the day. It was after a long channel down. I think it was channeling or something like that. I think channeling was the signal. So mechanically framed, the green line of 4216 is the mechanical entry, and the stop or the fail point was about somewhere around 40. Somewhere around 40. And so that makes this the yellow zone between the green and the red. So my first moves this morning were 41 and 45, which is like this one, with a 40-cent initial risk, roughly that. And then I took the second one at 41.95, which is this thing, with a 25-cent risk. And then, so I was positioned with 2 if it were to go through. So it went through the green line, but I already had 2 on, and that was enough. And then so the first exit was here. And so on the first, because the risk was so small, that's like 1.5. And then the second exit was here on stalling. So that's like 2.5. So that nets about 4. So then the pullback comes. It had penetrated to the green, so that's like 2.5 standard deviations from this the Bollinger Band thing here. And the pullback just comes to the edge of the northern edge of +1 standard deviations, or Bollinger Bands. And it finds support where yesterday was resistance, and then turns around. So there's a universal entry right there. So now the re-entries are 42.65. This one. I'll let that candle close and then take the breakout. So there's entry 1 with, now I'm going 25 cents. And then the second one is at 42.95, which is this one, with another 25 cents. And then it turns out that's enough to get me out. Because this doji looked like this, meaning it opened, went all the way up, came all the way back. Then the second doji is starting to already go lower. That's enough to get me out. Okay. It failed, halfway through this yellow band, which is the same place that it failed on this one. This time it failed. It got to the green. Now it's back in here. This is still as strong as that one is, but it's getting later in the day, and I don't like that. But the main idea is that in this green zone up in here, this is the area I generally want to be long in. And this is really just an intraday continuation. Had framed a 2-to-1 trade, got it, cashed it, came down, made a higher low. Here's the first low. Here's the second low. And then you can think of that as a universal entry. I waited till this candle closed and I took that one. So now I'm ready to take every universal entry that's around. Why? Because this one, remember when we framed that up on the auto framer on the swing trade basis, this was a 9-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So there is a ton of room for this to be able to go. But I just want to get pieces of it where I can see, what's available. And meanwhile, so this is +4. This little trade here from here and here, and then exiting here is about another 3. So there's 4 and there's 3. So there's 7 out of that move. Whereas if I had just bought the mechanical entry and kept that as the stop, I'm hoping over the next 3 to 5 days that this could be if it went all the way up and hit the profit target, it'd be a 9R. Well, there's 7 in the first half of the day and no overnight risk. So